If you kick the beehive, you shouldn't be surprised if the bees come out and look at you, and if you've hurt them, they might even sting you. I am certain that measures have been taken by agencies to terminate people who appear to be inconvenient or troublesome through knowing too much. I suspect that it has happened with at least one editor of Flying Saucer Review. I suspect that it happened with a man with M.K. Jessup in the States. I'm very puzzled about James MacDonald. I cannot understand why that man who had a perfectly happy life, apparently a happy family, cannot understand that he should have attempted as he did to kill himself as he did, and to finally do it so terribly. Kennedy may have been engaged in a bit of a struggle with the CIA in attempting to get more information on the UFO subject, and that ostensibly, the story goes, that he might have been thinking regarding the UFO subject is so serious that he ought to take it up with the Russians. Now, if he was thinking of taking it up with the Russians, they may have thought this was a premature and very dangerous thing to do, and that might account for his termination. We have a lot of evidence of people being maltreated. We have a lot of evidence of cases of people who've been killed, who've been burnt badly by radiation, by unknown forms of rays. People have been carried off and have certainly not come back again. None of this looks to me like the behavior of benevolent beings.
You're telling me there's a deliberate plan to keep this away from
people? I'm sure, and I think very wisely. Because if many people knew what I know about it, from my study of it over many years, they might be very alarmed. We have many cases on record of cattle being taken. I'm glad to think that some of them, like beef, there might be other forms of protein that they might be after, which would be rather more alarming. We also have many alarming cases, alarming because we don't know the implications of them, of blood being taken from people, and also semen, and also ova from women. Certainly about 15 years ago, I, like most people, thought that this must be from outer space. But I've long ago ceased to think that it is necessarily the only possible explanation. I think that there can probably very likely be other realities.
Where?
Here.
Around us, now?
Yes.
On a different time scale, you mean?
Time, space, framework, anything. Other dimensions, if you like. We don't have a vocabulary for it, so it really isn't worth talking about it.
Surrounding us now in this room?
Yes. I might be sticking my finger through many worlds when I do this. Eastern religions have always said that this is so. So that I do not think that we see the whole of reality. I think we have a very limited view of reality. This is the big problem for man, really, in exploring this thing and following up to know where they come from. I think, in fact, that we're going to find out, if we are given time to find it out, that, first of all, that we are not the first humanity that has been on this planet anyway. There have been quite a number of others that have come unstuck or been wiped out. Secondly, that man is not just the product of chance, of the ordinary workings out of blind evolution. He's that plus something else. That, in other words, we are the result of some very superior engineering by somebody, somewhere. I suspect that there is a very great struggle going on for control of us.